competition did for me. Gave me the courage to try new things and try crazy things and talk about them and then decide if I didn't like them or not. But at least I had the opportunity to try.
Nice. I remember when I was in 8th grade in 2000, I believe the foundation began its first year. And I remember when a gentleman by the name of Casey Bardoon approached me one day and said, "Would you like to be part of something called the Fine Arts Seminar?" Several of my friends and I was like, okay, so free orchestras, free operas, and theater, and a New York City trip at the end. Why not, being the theater and music geek I was at the time? Absolutely. So did that, and I remember my friends and I, Kelsey included, looking forward to the New York City trip at the end of the year and enjoying immensely going to these cultural events. And I remember listening to several students tell us at events, you know, you'd never be able to experience anything like that.
So I know what was so important for me was going to these cultural events, museums, the opera, the symphony, which I'm still not a big fan of, but at least now I've seen it, and being able to talk intelligently about it. And
I'm also co-founder and president of our new undergraduate council for art history. And what we're kind of doing, and we went to several things just beginning in the spring, and thinking of ways to get kids, peers of mine, together and getting us out into cultural things, getting donations from the community to let us go out and see, you know, art exhibits, to have meetings with private art dealers in the city of Rochester, to even get down to New York City to see an exhibition at the Guggenheim, things like this. And the entire time, Fine Arts Seminar really is in the back of my head about how to organize, how to plan, how to really get people involved and excited about it.
Because we have these kids in upstate New York who are speaking Russian, who the easy sort of thing that you would think about, the language you would think is Spanish, maybe French, but you sort of have to go out on a limb and take the leap of faith that there's people behind you who are going to teach you Russian.
I was able to live with a host family in St. Petersburg, talk to Moscow, Novgorod, all of the University of Rochester, and have the most amazing time, and to bring cultural as well as language together, to sit in the Mariinsky Theater and see Shostakovich play Symphony No. 7 in the original city of Leningrad, to be the most overwhelming experience among many others that I wish I could name for you and one you think.
But I still use a lot of the same criteria that we learned. We would always take a trip to the museum, and Mrs. Waters' husband would teach us sort of how to go through and think about something that you've seen. Because it's really easy to just take and go, I liked it, I didn't like it. But finding those reasons why, and it's something that I still use.
Russian art has become my new kind of hobby in life, and certainly going to become a concentration when I go to grad school, which is
I went to college. I go to Tufts, which is outside of Boston.
I'm also looking at the possibility of doing a Fulbright, which I've actually also spoken to Jim Delia, who's a great supporter and who has helped me write a CV on how a small town can really affect who you are, and can be a great strategy point on showing, like, okay, this girl is from a small community, and, you know, she's going to stand out. She can go somewhere in Siberia and teach English to small children and be able to survive.
And I spent this summer working on a film in Boston starring Bruce Willis. It was a crazy, wild, ridiculous summer.
Other programs I was able to participate in culturally at university that still are deeply rooted in Romulus. I was able to go to Italy for 3 weeks and study art and engineering. I just recently returned from London after spending 2 months there working for the National Portrait Gallery, to finally be in an art in those doors every day to a major museum in the heart of a major cultural city was something that really kind of transforms the rest of your life, and did for me.
You put in the leap of faith and you put in the work towards it. There is in anything a support system that can find you and make anything you want to do possible.
My ultimate purpose of coming here with Dr. Gregor's kind welcome is to finally stand up in front of you and say thank you. After 3 years being in college and many years to come, to finally just say thank you and offer my sincere gratitude for kind of starting myself, and I know many other children who are being affected at this moment, for getting us to the point where we can go from the small community of Romulus and really see and be part of the huge world and be part of what it has to offer in our own way. So, thank you.
Well,